Kira K. Dixon, and today Caitlin Clark is under the umbrellas. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Well, I heard that it's your first time at Augusta National. So what are the impressions so far?
Oh gosh, I mean, like, this is a place that's on literally everyone's bucket list. Was top of my bucket list.
Caitlin Clark is everywhere, but not everyone is happy about it. She's getting ESPN to break records for preseason coverage. Bettors are backing her Indiana Fever to win it all, and even her fashion choices are making headlines. But behind the spotlight, something darker is growing. Double NBA champions are speaking out. WNBA players are turning cold, and now she's being forced to defend her very identity. Why is Caitlin Clark facing backlash after changing the game? How did a girl once kicked out of class for being too good at sports become one of the most controversial names in basketball? And what is ESPN really planning with her rise? This isn't just hype. This is the pressure, politics, and power plays of the WNBA exposed. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. As she enters her second season with the Indiana Fever, the buzz surrounding her continues to grow. Bettors are increasingly backing the Fever to win the WNBA Finals, a testament to Clark's influence on the team's prospects. According to ESPN, the Fever have seen a significant surge in betting interest, reflecting the high expectations placed on Clark and her teammates. Clark's presence has also led to unprecedented media coverage. ESPN is set to broadcast the Fever's preseason game against Brazil's national team, marking the first time a WNBA preseason game will be nationally televised. This decision underscores the Caitlin Clark effect and her ability to draw national attention to the league. However, Clark's rapid rise has not been without controversy. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson recently claimed that some WNBA players harbor resentment towards Clark for 4 reasons: her race, her popularity, her style of play, and the media attention she receives. Thompson likened Clark to Stephen Curry, noting that her long-range shooting and flair have changed the game, but also drawn criticism from peers.
I don't like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa, and I recognized how different she was, how different she played the game. She played the game like Steph Curry. We had never seen a woman play like that before.
Despite the scrutiny, Clark remains focused on her game and acknowledges the challenges of transitioning from college to professional basketball. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, she discussed the increased physicality and faster pace of the WNBA, emphasizing her commitment to adapting and improving.
Caitlin, slower start than you really got into it. What was your first impression of your first game in the W?
I thought it was physical. I don't know, obviously it wasn't like the best start in the first half for myself. Getting into foul trouble, and then you got to sit on the bench and try to come back into the game and get into a little bit of a flow, but obviously too many turnovers. That's not going to get the job done, but I think just a lot of things to learn from. I didn't think we played well, and we had cut it to 6 in the third quarter, so I think that's a positive you look at. Like, we really did not play a good game, but we were right there at moments, and then it kind of got away from us at the end of the third and fourth quarter. Didn't have the greatest start, so I think just a lot to learn from. It's the first one. There's going to be good ones, there's going to be bad ones, and, like we said in the locker room, like, we play on Thursday. You got to learn from it and move on and be ready to go.
Clark has also addressed discussions about privilege and race in the league. In a candid conversation with David Letterman, she acknowledged her privilege as a white athlete and expressed gratitude for the black women who laid the foundation for the WNBA. Clark emphasized the importance of recognizing and honoring those contributions. As the Fever prepare for the upcoming season, all eyes will be on Clark to see how she continues to shape the league's narrative. Her influence extends beyond the court, challenging norms and sparking conversations that resonate throughout the sports world. Caitlin Clark doesn't just play basketball, she dominates headlines, and not all of them are about the game. After grabbing the sports world's attention with her on-court skills, Clark became a media magnet. But one of the more unexpected headlines came not from the court, but from the Masters. Yes, the golf tournament. Photos of Clark in a sleek black outfit at Augusta went viral, with men's journals saying she turned heads. While some praised her for breaking into another traditionally male-dominated space, others accused her of attention-seeking. It seemed even Clark's wardrobe choices were now open to public debate. Therefore, the line between athlete and celebrity continues to blur for Clark. But it's what's happening behind the scenes in the WNBA that's more revealing. According to a report from TalkSport, Michael Thompson, a two-time NBA champion, claimed Clark is not well liked by some WNBA players. He outlined 4 reasons: jealousy of her fame, racial tension, envy of her high-profile endorsements, and resentment over the media's obsession with her.
Now that she's in the WNBA, man, I tell you, she needs a Jeep endorsement commercial, because Jeep is an acronym that I've come up with of the way she has been treated and not welcomed into the WNBA. JEEP, and that stands for jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness.
Thompson said she's basically the female Steph Curry, and that's hard for some people to swallow.
She played the game like Steph Curry. We had never seen a woman play like that before.
This insight has added fuel to ongoing speculation about locker room chemistry. While Clark remains publicly professional, many believe she's dealing with more resistance behind closed doors than she lets on. The tension hasn't stopped her from producing on the court, but it has created a divide within the league. But Clark hasn't avoided the conversation. When she appeared on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, she addressed the racial dynamics in the WNBA head-on. She said, "Black women built this league. They deserve all the credit." Clark made it clear she doesn't take her platform for granted and wants to use her voice responsibly.
Into the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of.
Still, her haters remain loud. Social media erupted recently when a false rumor spread that Clark was buying the Salisbury House and Gardens in Des Moines and converting it into a homeless shelter. The Des Moines Register had to step in and clear the air. The story was completely fabricated, but this wasn't an isolated incident. Another viral claim, this time from Facebook, said Clark was secretly buying the historic mansion for personal use. WHO13.com confirmed there was no truth to that either. These kinds of false headlines show just how extreme the public obsession with Clark has become. Whether it's golf photos, real estate rumors, or race-based criticism, she is constantly under a microscope. And while Caitlin Clark never seems rattled publicly, you have to wonder what this level of constant attention really feels like behind the scenes. Is she just powering through the chaos, or is it starting to wear her down? Because whether it's earned praise or unfair backlash, one thing is clear: no player in the WNBA right now generates more reaction than Caitlin Clark. When ESPN made the decision to nationally televise a preseason WNBA game, it was a major shift in priorities, and it was all because of Caitlin Clark.
Guys, I'm here to tell you, this is the first time an exhibition game has been picked up ever in WNBA history. And we already know why they're picking up this game. This should come as no surprise to nobody why they decided to pick up this very game. And I'm here to tell you, the first letter of this young lady's name start with a C, and the last letter of this lady's last name ends with a K. Caitlin Clark, baby.
The Fever's exhibition matchup in Iowa wasn't just another warm-up, it was historic. According to the New York Times, it marked the first time in WNBA history that a preseason game received national television coverage.
ESPN videoed a Caitlin Clark workout. It would have averaged more viewership than Rivals. Like, I mean that. Like, it genuinely is... It's scary, this type of hype. Like, I thought it was gonna die. I literally thought it was gonna die.
Not even legends like Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi got this treatment during their rookie seasons. Therefore, ESPN's move wasn't just a broadcast, it was a signal to the rest of the sports world. Caitlin Clark is the draw now.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are by far the most popular team in the WNBA, and I'm so glad that we are finally just, I don't know if admitting it is the right word, but they're finally acting on it. And you guys, I'm happy that they're acting on it because this news is not only just good for the Indiana Fever and Indiana Fever fans, it is good for the entire WNBA.
And the numbers back that up. Since Clark entered the league, attendance at Fever games has more than tripled. Merchandise sales have soared. And now, sportsbooks are reflecting that same excitement. Bettors are backing the Indiana Fever as dark horse contenders to win the WNBA Finals. Think about that. A team that struggled to stay relevant just a year ago is now being taken seriously by Vegas odds makers, only because Caitlin Clark is wearing their jersey. But success at the box office doesn't always mean peace in the locker room. While ESPN is happily capitalizing on the Caitlin Clark effect, players around the league are asking tough questions. Why are their games still stuck in bad time slots? Why are some teams not getting similar coverage, despite winning more games or having longer legacies? This has created a strange paradox. Clark is single-handedly raising the league's profile, yet that same spotlight is dividing the WNBA's core. It's no longer just about basketball, it's about who gets the attention and why. Angel Reese, who was drafted the same year as Clark, has openly embraced the rivalry.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
The media has pitted the two against each other since college, and now the WNBA is cashing in. ESPN recently announced that Clark's Fever will face Reese's Sky in Rivals Week, a brand new initiative designed to spark drama and boost ratings. Therefore, this isn't just a game, it's a marketing machine. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. White versus black, shooter versus rebounder, media darling versus fan favorite. The league is walking a tightrope by amplifying this rivalry, and the stakes couldn't be higher. While some fans are here for the drama, others are calling it performative. They believe the WNBA is manufacturing tension to drive numbers rather than focusing on league-wide equity. Yet the business side doesn't lie. Clark's games are getting primetime treatment for a reason. And Clark, she just keeps showing up. Silent, focused, aware of the noise but refusing to add to it. Still, the narrative continues to evolve without her input.
Clark and the Fever has more games than the New York Liberty, which is completely strange to me, bro. And it's just weird, dog. It's just weird to me that they would say this about Caitlin Clark. Hell, because whoever they plan is going to get the views too.
So, like, the non-Caitlin Clark games continue to rise. They don't rise to the level of Caitlin Clark games, but the non-Caitlin Clark games continue to rise, and people keep fighting over the context. And the way I've tried to put this is there is no with and without Caitlin Clark. It's not like it does this with Caitlin Clark, it does this without Caitlin Clark. It's all in conjunction with Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's common sense, right? That when a whole bunch of new people join, in large part because of Caitlin Clark, they then get interested in other things. They then start following other teams, and the platform then becomes bigger for new stars to rise.
Because as much as the league says it wants parity, it's clear they're building their brand around one name, one player, one phenomenon. And her name is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be the face of the WNBA, but here she is, whether the league is ready or not. And the spotlight isn't going anywhere. As the season approaches, every move Clark makes will be under a microscope. Every pass, every tweet, every post-game comment, scrutinized by teammates, fans, and critics alike. The WNBA has never seen a figure like her. Not someone with this much market power. Not someone who could shift an entire media landscape with one broadcast deal. Not someone who could break Vegas. But it's not just what she's doing on the court. It's what she's representing. A shift, a disruption, a future that looks different than the past. Yet with all that power comes pressure. Players from past generations built the league through struggle, resilience, and unity. They didn't have primetime games or billion-dollar networks backing them. They carved out space where there was none. So for them, watching a rookie rise so fast, with the full backing of ESPN and corporate America, feels like a slap in the face. It feels like the rules suddenly changed, and no one told them. Therefore, the backlash isn't just about Caitlin Clark, it's about what she symbolizes. She's not just a player anymore, she's a turning point. But even in the middle of the storm, Clark has shown unusual composure. She doesn't take the bait. When race is brought into the conversation, she doesn't dodge it. She faces it.
But she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense.
When trolls try to drag her into drama, she stays quiet. When false headlines circulate about real estate deals and social causes she's never touched, she lets the facts speak for themselves. That kind of restraint isn't easy, especially when the cameras are always rolling. Still, Clark's ability to rise above the noise may be her greatest weapon, and it's what keeps pushing her to the front of every conversation, whether people like it or not. Because the league is changing, fans are tuning in, sponsors are calling, ratings are climbing, and behind it all is one young woman who, at just 23 years old, has somehow become the most talked about name in the sport. But here's the twist. The more successful Caitlin Clark becomes, the more the league will have to answer for the choices it's made, about who gets promoted, about who gets paid, about who gets protected, and who gets left behind. And with the Fever now favored by bettors to make a deep playoff run, with ESPN giving her the platform, and with the league's future literally riding on her shoulders, the question is no longer can she handle the pressure. The question is, can the WNBA? Because whether they embrace her or reject her, Caitlin Clark has already changed the game. And there's no turning back now.